below is Barclays Center and the borough of Brooklyn, where there's never a dull moment. It's Friday night, and live on 2K Sports, we're going to bring you the NBA and all its excitement. Tonight, we'll see the Brooklyn Nets as they play against the Los Angeles Clippers. This is Kevin Harlan along with Greg Anthony and Brett Barry. David Aldridge will be reporting from the sideline. And here's a look at some numbers for Morris.
And he's gone dry over the past 10 games, guys. His scoring is way down, and he can't seem to fight his way out of the slump. He better get it going tonight, or they'll start losing patience with him.
Now let's send it down to David Aldridge, standing by from the sidelines. David?
Well, it was long rumored, and after 2 titles in 3 years, Kevin Durant chose to leave the Warriors and blaze a new path. He'll miss this season while rehabbing from his Achilles tear, but there are no complaints from the fans or his new teammates. For a player of KD's caliber, it's worth the wait. Kevin?
A momentous decision, DA. Thank you. All right, tonight a matchup of teams that know how to get stops, Brent. When you were playing with the Spurs, what made those defenses so special?
The word it comes down to is accountability, and that is that you understand you have a role defensively just as much, Kevin, as you do on the offensive end. It certainly doesn't hurt that on the back end you have Tim Duncan calling out plays, blocking shots,
yes.
But accountability to your role defensively, that's where Greg Popovich gets you to play.
And the communication's so vital.
That always helps, but sometimes Pop takes that just a little bit too far.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Patrick Beverley. And it's George in at the 2 spot. And looking at the Nets, Allen is out there with Lance Thomas. Then there's Karis LeVert. Then it's Joe Harris. And it's Gioza in at the point. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Beverley. Goes back up. That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession.
Get up, these 3. Set it up.
5 on the clock. George against LeVert. Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a pass available there for Paul George, but he spots that small crease, he fires the ball through it, and he gets it to his open man.
LeVert with a wide open look from outside off the mark.
That's 0 for 4 now. Time to slow it down and maybe get the best possible shot the next time down.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Are you asking me, GA? I'm not sure.
Now here's Allen. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. Harris passes to Allen. And the rejection by Zubac. Harris, good. First quarter of play with about 1.5 minutes gone. And George kicks to Zubac. Pass to Leonard. And that one drops. Leonard's got 6 points.
Great dribble move there. Kawhi using refined ball handling skills to get wherever he needs to on the floor.
Pass to Harris. Shot clock at 6. He dishes it to Allen. Here's Thomas. And a rejection by Zubac.
Let this be a reminder, when you're going up for a shot, it's always important to know where Kawhi Leonard may be lurking.
Here's Harris. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Warriors in San Francisco. Looking at Los Angeles, they took the win in their last game against the Golden State Warriors. Knocks it loose. Over in the corner, Zubac. 6 to shoot. And there's the defensive 3-second call. The Clippers shooting their first free throw of the night.
And typically a strength of theirs, 79% on the season.
That free throw good from Leonard.
You think about how quickly it was that Kawhi Leonard just rocketed into superstardom. And as a leader of a very proud franchise, if you're a coach, he's everything you'd maybe want in a player.
Now here's Leonard. 23 points for him the last game against the Warriors in San Francisco. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes play.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Harris passes to Allen. Here's Chiozza. Lock at 6. Over Morris. Chiozza's shot is good.
And pro move there. Finds a way to gain some separation against the much taller defender.
Yeah, I don't think he even sees a taller defender out there, just a gifted scorer.
Beverly wide open. Offline with his 3. And with the signing of Durant and Irving along with DeAndre Jordan, Greg, are the Brooklyn Nets now claiming the mantle for the top team in New York?
Listen, they were already the better team a season ago. After stealing the Knicks' thunder in free agency, acquiring the superstar talent, we're poised to steal the Knicks' cultural relevance as well.
Now, here's George. Oh, that was something else.
Paul George dunk contest? He's maybe a little older, but I love to see him get up.
And it's Paul George with the foul. That's his first foul. Allen outside. Shoots over Zubac. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, this is what you love about him, the confidence on that mid-range.
That's a staple of his offensive attack, and proving once again he can do some damage from that area.
Allen, no good on the free throw. And at the end of the year, Brent, we've been seeing an uptick in play from some young lottery-bound teams.
Well, they're always excited about having opportunity to play loose and play free. The backside of that is you didn't play well enough to get into the playoffs.
Right.
So, good coaching staffs with young teams that have potential, Kevin, will ask their teams to be spoilers. Like, embrace the idea of let's compete tonight against that team.
Make
they're
that
the
your
fourth
playoff.
seed. Yeah, let's go up against this.
Sure.
There are other teams that, quite frankly, just give up on a year. And some guys will have some big empty numbers to finish off the season. You got to temper your kind of eyeballs on those things.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
At some of the stats here for Leonard. Tremendous numbers for him over the last 10 games. Right around 25 points per, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And it says a lot that when we see numbers like this from him, we aren't even shocked. He's that good.
Yeah, we really have just grown to get used to his greatness, and that's the level for him that he's on right now.
Now here is Harris. Allen for the 3. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound. Morris inside. He's against Allen. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And Brent, as you know, there aren't many players that can set a tone for a team, but Patrick Beverly is one of them.
And Patrick Beverly always embraces that role about setting the tone defensively on an opposing team's point guard, making sure that tonight, if you're going to beat the team that Pat Beverly plays on, you're going to have to go through them.
On the free throw, no good. A superstar summer, Greg, for the Los Angeles Clippers in Kawhi Leonard and in Paul George. Greg, they have two elite wings, great defenders in their prime.
Give them credit, but also Kawhi Leonard pushing the levers behind the scenes. He wanted another superstar to join him in recruiting Paul George, who still had 2 years left on his deal in OKC. Kawhi took unprecedented control of his free agent destiny.
Here's Johnson. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Now the pass to LeVert. Drains it from beyond the arc. LeVert's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for the Nets.
I just really like how Tyler distributes the basketball, skilled at quickly getting the ball over to the open man.
Leonard, no luck.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. As we approach the playoffs, let's see how the East is shaping up. You look at Brooklyn. They're in 7th and looking to hold on to that seed for the playoffs.
And right now for Brooklyn, they've shown me some very good things this season. But that next step, those qualities that could make them true contenders, just haven't been there.
Now, you just don't want to sit in the middle for too long. You either want to be competing against the top teams or starting to strategize where you can position yourself for a high lottery pick and maybe turn around your franchise's fortune.
And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Odions Kurucs, he's checked in for Thomas. And then for the Clippers, Green, he's checked in for Zubats, and it's Williams in for Patrick Beverly. Here's Allen. Harris outside. Knocked loose, and it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Leonard. So for the Nets, Luwawu Cabarrot, he's checked in for Joe Harris. And Garrett Temple subbed in for Karis LeVert. And the Clippers with a change here, too. Shamet's checked in. 5 to shoot. Passes it to Temple. Poked loose. Shamet with the steal. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Nets trail by 13. Here's Luwawu. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Warriors in San Francisco. Jackson, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Johnson, the pass to Allen, and Allen slams it in.
Now, Johnson can be a very effective combo guard when he sees the floor and he fires passes like that to his teammates.
Now here's Jackson. He's coming off a 16-point game against Golden State. And Luwawu Cabarrot is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Jackson, and it's blocked.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
Johnson outside. Pass to Luwawu. To Kurucs. Shot clock at 6. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession. Let's get some information from the 2K leaderboard. In about the last 10 games in the NBA, during that span, these teams have the most second chance points in the league. 5th, the Clippers.
Really something to see. Their effort on the offensive glass has just led to so many second chance opportunities.
Now here's Jackson. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. And Leonard gets it to go.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
The pass to Temple. Allen with it. He's guarded by Williams. Back to Allen. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by Los Angeles.
This has not been a good quarter right here. Shot has been off the mark, and now it looks, Kevin, like he's pressing a bit.
Kurucs passes to Temple. Johnson outside. Pass to Allen. That's good, and Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got his 3rd assist on the night.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
And the foul called on Jarrett Allen. That is his first foul of the game. To the paint, here's Shamet. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Brent, the league's been trying to clean up some of the physicality that we see, some of the jawing, but there are some players that do a great job of nonetheless getting under an opponent's skin.
I don't think, Kevin, over the past couple of years, we would deem the NBA as being more physical than at any other time. Would we say that?
That's fair.
We would never say that. But there are still irritants in the game. And the reason why those guys do that is because that's their competitive advantage. And that's the way the league is always going to operate. There are going to be guys out there who are going to use either their intellect to get inside your head or do things on a physical level that are going to cause you to think about what it is you're doing on the floor.
Exactly.
And when you find those guys, they're really interesting players to watch. You're not going to replicate their shooting form, Kevin. But in terms of sometimes their approach, there are things that you might be able to learn from a Draymond Green or a Marcus Smart.
There's no doubt. Down to 5 on the shot clock. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here.
Now let's check out a breakdown looking at some stats for Jared Allen. He's really stood out for them over the past month. Second in field goal percentage. And don't forget, top 20 in the league in rebounds per game. He's got a great nose for the ball.
And you mentioned it, he's the second best shooter in the league right now. Quick trigger with just a little bit better footwork. He could take over that top spot. Long range from the inbound. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
And the coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Now here's Williams. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Shoots. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Temple dishes to Johnson. It's deflected. Down low. Count that as his 7th field goal, 9 tries. He's shooting 78%.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
Yeah, the bully ball tonight has paid dividends. Highly effective down there with the physical play.
Williams gets the bucket.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, if you walked in at any point during this game to watch 5 minutes of play, one team played harder. We know who that was.
Now here's Allen. 8 points for him. Outside Williams. And again, it's the Clippers from deep. 36 seconds left here in the first quarter. Johnson, the pass to Llewellyn. Tipped away. Out of bounds. Next ball as Brooklyn keeps possession. Jamal Crawford. He's checked in for Brooklyn. There's 25 seconds left to play here in the first. Shot to stop the run. Good for another field goal. Number 5 in the night. 5 for 10 shooting.
This is not a player who likes to be trailing in any game. That lights a fire.
Now here's Leonard. 15 points in the game. From the arc. And another 3 for the Clippers.
Their play on both ends has been superb. We'll see if they can maintain the momentum.
Like tonight, that all the hustle plays have meant so much to this team. Now just sustain some of that energy and keep comfortable.
Kawhi Leonard has been on display for the LA Clippers. What an amazing quarter. There was absolutely no stopping him. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Paul George had that nasty broken leg back in 2014. He describes what inspired him to come back even stronger.
My inspiration really came from my mother. You know, her dealing with stroke, her dealing with really being down and out. You know, I saw her fight back. That was enough for me in my darkest days. I knew it was nothing to what my mom went through, and she came out perfectly fine, so.
Well, what a story. George worked hard to get back and has not disappointed in his return.
You know, recovering from a devastating injury is never easy, but George's perspective and commitment helped him to overcome it.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. Guys, we've seen a confident-looking Clippers team out there.
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
I couldn't ask for a better one right now. Just a complete rhythm by all the guys who got some minutes. Wonderful start.
Here are the 5 the Clippers have to start the second. Landry Shamet is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's JaMychal Green. Then it's Williams. And it's Jackson in at the 1. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. Now, he doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. And Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. There's a lot of talk, Brent, about eliminating divisions, something that's been discussed. You think that's going to happen?
I don't understand what the divisions are, do you?
No. We don't pay attention to the divisions.
We don't pay any attention to the divisions.
It's all about conference.
And we know that divisions end up helping in some ways with the playoff seedings, but it just seems strange today to have the divisions the way they are divided up. I think it helps when you're opening up a fish wrap in the morning if you check a traditional newspaper, but otherwise, there could be something that goes away soon.
And that one falls for Jamal Crawford.
Crawford continues to get the job done out there, one of the best sixth men to ever play this game.
Here's Williams, again, Los Angeles.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Here's Chioza, guarded by Jackson. Puts it up. Crawford, no luck.
Shot didn't fall, but that play worked well to get a good look at the basket.
Yeah, an efficient offensive possession. They found the look that they wanted, just didn't go in.
Karuch, and the shot goes in. Karuch has got his first bucket of the night. Clippers leading by 23. Inside, and Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Yeah, you don't see many of these opportunities for this team, but Kawhi, one guy who can get up there and get it done.
Here's Chioza. 11 points for him in that last game against the Warriors in San Francisco.
His passing, another high point in that game. He made sure it wasn't all about him. He wanted to get his teammates involved.
And he comes up with the deuce.
He knew what he wanted to do all along.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Comes in for Rodions Kurucs, and Joe Harris is subbed in for Garrett Temple. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Zubats is checked in for JaMychal Green. Marcus Morris comes in for Landry Shamet. George is checked in for Williams. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Jackson. Crawford outside. Allen outside. Back to Crawford. 6 on the shot clock. From deep. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-ups.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-ups, so maybe just a step too far.
Back to Beverley. And another 3 for the Clippers.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Beverly.
And now a quick review at the numbers for Harris. He's putting up about 14 points tonight, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And he's done his share of the work for the team, definitely making an impact.
Well, the numbers, if you look at them, impressive all the way around, and he's not letting the team down.
And the Nets making a change here. Levert's checked in. Harris looking it over from 20 feet out. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Levert's got his second bucket of the night.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Here's Leonard. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
The strength and that body that Kawhi has, he finishes through contact as well as anyone in the league.
Harris outside. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there. We've got a moment now to see the real stats, real scores from the real NBA. These are the top shooters in the league. Third is Jared Allen.
And just so reliable offensively. It's one thing to find good looks, but you've got to finish when you get them, and he does at a fantastic rate.
And Leonard gets it to go. Leonard's got 27.
Well, he's so dangerous, and he's also efficient with his offensive game. Leonard right now having a tremendous offensive night.
Many thought the Raptors or Lakers would land Kawhi, but in the end, he came to the Clippers to write his own legacy. Returning to Southern Cal, where he grew up, was a big part of his decision. The big surprise was how Kawhi was out recruiting other stars behind the scenes to join him with the Clippers.
Guys, he can't miss. I swear, he was trying to miss that. He did not miss. That means he can't miss.
And another turnover here by Brooklyn.
And let's take a look now at LeVert's numbers.
Since the break, he's been simply stellar. 17th in steals, and he's right up there in the top 20 in scoring. Certainly a force to be reckoned with offensively.
And yeah, he's one of the better steal guys in the league, constantly getting his hands in there. And as a ball handler, you have to respect him at all times.
You got to do your best to root and push and shove Kawhi Leonard outside of the paint. He's just too strong and too skilled on the inside, and then he starts to get comfortable.
LeVert with it. He's coming off a 22-point game against Golden State. Buries the long-range jumper. LeVert's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Can't talk enough about the subtleties in that setup right there. The assist, really the key to that entire sequence.
4-on-3 break. Chioza scanning the floor. Pass to LeVert from past the arc. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Of all the action happening there, Kevin, it's the assist that jumps out to me there. That's just a great look and a great setup for the bucket.
Here's George. Again, the Clippers.
Well, when Paul George has that kind of length and then has the high release point that he does, very few people are going to get to it to block a mid-range jumper like that.
George against LeVert. Kicks it to Harris. Over Morris. Again, the Nets for 2. Here's Beverly. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Golden State, and it's in there. Morris has got his first points of the night.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Now LeVert, 11 points in the game. Good on the three-point shot. Harris has got 7 points in the game.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
Here's Beverly. Down it goes, his third basket. He's now 3 for 4.
That's a pretty impressive finish for Montrezl Harrell.
Here's Chioza. Defended by Beverly. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And that's an example of playing big, adapting to the situation.
Tip of the cap there. I mean, that defense was good. The finish was better.
That's good from Beverly.
One of the better perimeter defenders in the game, and in the golden age of scoring point guards, Patrick Beverly doing his best to slow them down on a nightly basis.
Back to Johnson. The three. And the Nets another three.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Leonard draws the double.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Knocked away. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. Jackson, he's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. To the inside. A nice shot by LeVert. LeVert's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
Shooting it with more confidence now. Look at his face. He didn't look quite right in the opening minutes. Finding it now.
Outside, George. 6 to shoot. Here's Jackson, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And as long as Reggie Jackson is healthy, he's going to give you some punch as a lead guard. Solid scoring option and a guy who's also unselfish in terms of getting his teammates involved.
And he can't get the first one. And for the last half decade, Reggie Jackson has been good for about 15 points a game.
And that is about the consistency you can expect from Jackson. He's always been a talent. The key for him is just staying on the floor.
Caruth is checked in for Lance Thomas. Jamichael Green, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Landry Shamet comes in for Patrick Beverly.
And Jackson certainly doesn't lack confidence. A speedy guard who can fill it up in no time.
They get it back. Caruth. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2.
Yeah, they've gotten into a nice flow this quarter.
George double team. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. So it's the Clippers now. Morris inside. 9 points last game. Count the basket.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Johnson up top, guarded by Jackson. A nice shot by LeVert.
And they are absolutely stroking it from beyond the arc.
Pass to Morris. To the paint. Shamet on the wing. LeVert defending. That one good for 2.
When the player gets a feel for that floater, you can really make things tough on defenders. You're just not sure how to guard them and where your point of commitment is.
The Nets working the ball around now. Harris finds Johnson. Here's Caruth, guarded by Jackson. From deep three-point range, Morris with the rebound. Outside Jackson. Stolen. Harris against George. Harris passes to Caruth. They double him with George. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there.
You too.
And it's the Clippers with the ball. LA's gone 6 of 7 from long range tonight. They've been on fire from way outside. Green kicks to Jackson. Kept alive. Plays it up and banks it in.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And here's LeVert. He's got 16. 1 second left. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
Yeah, it's almost like he's playing with the wristwatch there. He knew the time, he executed.
And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers with a massive lead of 30 points here at the end of the quarter. They've got a big advantage in the turnover stats because of their intense defense. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Kawhi, you have grown so much offensively throughout your career. What's the focus of that end of the floor?
Just knocking down open shots, my ball handling, making good decisions off the pick and roll, and just try to limit my turnovers.
And you've done well so far, Kawhi. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. The story early on was Kawhi Leonard, who was on fire. He had 29 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
What you like about Kawhi Leonard, efficient in everything he does. Rarely does he take an extra dribble, doesn't take bad shots, and he passes in the right position to make the play.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Nets.
Way too soft in the paint defensively. They were all late on their rotation. Obviously, that's a recipe for getting cooked. And I like eating that barbecue chicken. They got to do better, Ernie.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Kawhi Leonard really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And guys, we saw just how tough he can be with the step to the rim. Great job of just attacking that first half.
Yeah, nice job of carving his way to the inside with some ease. Not much resistance out there.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. Setting the floor for the Nets. We've got Allen. Thomas is out there with Harris. Then there's Karis LeVert. And it's Chiozza in at the point. Harris outside. Takes a three. Connects from three-point range. Harris has got 10 points in the game.
Have to get out on him. He'll burn you from there repeatedly.
Here's Beverly. Plays it in without an inch of room around him.
Patrick Beverly is not going to back down from anybody. Even inside, he feels comfortable shooting under that kind of pressure.
And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. While we have the chance, a look at our 2K leaderboard and the top shooting small forwards at the free throw line during the last month. The fourth spot held by Kawhi Leonard.
And there are some smooth strokes among that group, guys. I mean, just effortless perfection when they are at the stripe.
Do appreciate and admire when they get to the free throw line. It's all about their routine, and their percentages reflect that. Not shy about coming from the wing and driving into the lane aggressively, inviting the D to foul them.
Thomas dishes to Allen. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. 12 points for Jared Allen.
Oh, a beautiful finish there. Lance Thomas, unselfish, understands his role on that play.
Zubac's the pass to Leonard. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And not wasting any time here, kicking their offense right back into gear. That's 3 of 4 from the field.
This is his third free throw attempt of the game. And here's Chiozza. He'll bring it up for the Nets. To the middle. Here's Allen. And the layup is good. Allen's got 4 this quarter.
Well, the talk at halftime must have been a good one. Right now, 3 straight buckets to start the quarter.
He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, last season the G League tested out an expansion of the clear path rule. Now that expansion is making its way to the NBA. It should discourage those intentional fouls that slow up teams on the fast break. Fans wanted it, and analysts clamored for it. That will allow the amazing athletes in this league more opportunities to show what they can do with the fast break.
You're right, David. A welcome change. Thank you. Here's Chiozza. LeVert finds Allen. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Disappointing as a player to have such a great game and still be trailing. Not over yet, though.
And a one-year player at Texas, Jared Allen came into the league as a bit of a project. He's got ample playing time to develop in Brooklyn.
Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for the Nets. Free throw, good, Allen. And Greg, safe to say Allen's defense is ahead of his offense.
Yeah, but his mobility and leaping ability serve him well as a finisher, providing that vertical spacing teams like to have inside. Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
Here's Crawford. He doesn't hit that one. Excellent D there from George.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Well, it's the golden age of point guards, and Patrick Beverley trying to show that he belongs amongst them. Great awareness on that play.
And the pass to Chioza. Morris against Harris. Shot clock at 6. And it's sent back by Leonard. Here's Zubac, and the dunk by Zubac.
Well, when you get into a system, your first system in the league where you share the ball, Kawhi Leonard keeping his head up and finding the open man.
Chioza passes to Allen. He kicks it to Crawford. And the three ball is good. Crawford's got 6.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
You know, coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
And is out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession. And Brooklyn making a change here. Temple's checked in. Williams, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Here's Leonard. He's got 36. Passes to Beverley. They get a hand on it. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Lays it in off the breakaway. Chioza's got his second basket of the night.
And that's how you do it. Impressive play, explosive finish.
Yeah, sweet finishes like that, you see everybody get up. Look at the guys on the bench. They're fired up.
And Beverley kicks to George. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Crawford.
Now a chance to see the numbers for George. He's been more than solid over the last month. He's putting up about 16 points a game, 3 assists and 4 rebounds. And you look at the numbers he's been putting up, fantastic scoring production from him.
Yeah, hard to ask for anything more at this point. He's really stepped up, and he's really delivered.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Got to hold firm, or you're going to get a call.
Allen outside. Poked away. And it's Allen slamming it down.
Nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it. Leonard kicks to Williams. Outside, George. Good, great play by Williams to set it up. And it's now 23 points for George.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
Right wing. Here's Chioza. Basket, good. Chioza's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Rabbit's foot in the shoe that time. Got lucky because the pick has to be better. It made no impact, but they still got the score.
Here's George. Accurate with the jumper from the elbow.
It's easy to understand why Paul George is one of the top scorers in the league. He can read the defense, he can shoot it, he can get inside, and he's riding a hot streak now.
Here's Temple. Good on the bucket. Temple's got 5.
Well, that's how you draw it up right there. A screen to shed the defense, a quick move to the bucket, and you get the lay-in.
Williams kicks to Leonard. Back to Williams. Shot clock at 5. Over Temple. It's deflected, but he recovers it. And it's Leonard missing.
Yeah, the three-pointer has not been his weapon in this one. He had 1 in the first quarter and still 0 here in the second. Now, there are only a few players in the league who can hit a teammate like that in stride, Beautiful assist.
And the Clippers call time here.
Well, whether things are good, bad, or indifferent, coaches will have adjustments to make throughout the course of the game.
Yeah, not just there to pump up or to discipline players. You got to make sure that the coach makes the proper adjustments and has his team in the right mindset to carry it out.
Teams will make substitutions. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Dives for it. Crawford outside. From down in the low post, it goes. Crawford's got his third basket of the night.
There are times where I think they should just make this floor asphalt the way that Jamal Crawford handles his business out there.
Inside, Leonard, and then Leonard with the dunk.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
Oh, that's how you drive your point home right there. Karuch passes to Crawford. Kicks to Johnson. Here's Luwawu. Lock at 6. Shoots over Leonard. Another one falls for Brooklyn. LA has gone 7 of 10 shooting from three-point land tonight. Excellent numbers from outside. There's Green with the 3. The shot misses. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Here's Karuch. That's good, and Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got 5 assists in the game.
This is what he does. Find space on the perimeter and then sink the 3.
On the wing, Williams. He's guarded by Johnson. And then Leonard with the dunk.
And how sweet a play was that?
As sweet as it gets. An exquisite pass to set up the powerful alley-oop dunk. Crawford, no one around him. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Leonard on the wing. Back to Jackson. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Williams passes to Green. Outside Leonard. Leonard draws the double. Just 4 to shoot. Shamet with it, and Crawford picks him up defensively. And that one's good, Shamet. Shamet's got 8. Brooklyn's gotten the 3 ball working for them in the second half. They've hit 3 out of 3 shots from long range. Pass to Crawford. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. Pass to Leonard. Here's Luwawu, guarded by Jackson. Johnson outside. Crawford outside. 5 on the clock. From deep. And the net, another 3.
After not having a 3 during the first half, he's made 2 now this second half, and he looks hungry for more.
Williams kicks to Shamet. There's the pass to Leonard. It's Williams with the drive. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got his 6th assist on the night. Johnson surveying the floor. 9 feet out, and it's sent back by Leonard.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well. Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another, Greg.
And to have someone, Brent, with the size and strength of Green play with the energy he does, it's a huge boost to any team.
Yeah, lots of talk last year about JaMychal Green really stepping into his own, starting to really own what it is he can do to impact any given game. He's a bit of a journeyman, has traveled around a little bit between San Antonio and Memphis, but his role with the Clippers last year really put him in a nice spot for him to show off his skill set.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time.
And and that is just a deflating error on his part.
Yeah, he knows he shouldn't have made it, and that's just really overall a frustrating sequence that hopefully doesn't stick with him.
Here's Jackson. Sweet little floater.
Always fun to look at. Not tremendously efficient, but the floater, boy, those sure are pretty.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. And the shot goes down.
And so far, going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
Here's the floater. And good that time. 16 points for Lou Williams.
Yeah, it's pretty much unguardable there. You got to respect Lou Williams' ability to guide those floaters softly into the rim.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. Clippers ahead, opening up a huge gap. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the 4th quarter, next. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for Brooklyn. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the 4th, they've got Jackson. Noah is out there with Patrick Patterson, and it's Magruder in a 2-guard. Swiped away. A solo fast break. Here's Karuch. Finished off the break.
Such a light touch on that finger roll. Classic move
there. Los Angeles leading by 23. Ball's knocked loose. Here's Luwawu. And here's the fast break. Jackson, that's a 2-pointer. Nice shot from the wing.
Changing ends quickly, getting the advantage in numbers and finishing. They've been doing it all night long.
Yeah, their energy level's been amazing. Battery bar still full, hustling and still working hard out there.
So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. Justin Anderson, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Musa comes in for Johnson.
Justin Anderson. Janan Musa.
We've played just over 1 minute here in the 4th quarter, and it's blocked. Man passes to Jackson. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
And despite the size disadvantage, attacking the heart of that defense.
Yeah, no stopping him on that play. Sometimes even the taller defenders are helpless to stop him.
Brent, we have seen some international showcase games the last few years. Do you like that trend?
Oh, absolutely. I like the fact that our league, we know how global it is with how many players from different countries are represented throughout the rosters around the league. But for our game to travel around to London and to Mexico City and have an opportunity for those fans to see what NBA basketball is like, I think it's an absolute win.
I'd like to see more.
Well, more time for those teams. The timing of some of those trips for some teams are a little bit tough in terms of the travel, but their appearances there mean so much more to grow the game globally.
Shot clock at 3. From about 16, it's tipped. Passes it to Hall. There's Crawford with the 3, and the Nets another 3.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Kind of like he's in his living room right now. He's found a comfort zone. Once he gets that, the defense knows they're in trouble.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot, Greg. Frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
And a new group out there on the floor for the Nets. And that one misses. Brent, with advanced analytics becoming commonplace in the NBA, which stats you personally hold most valuable?
Well, it's amazing to talk about effective field goal percentage. I laugh a lot about...
Which is everything, free throws.
Yeah, well, I like to use true shooting percentage, Kevin, because that's where you adopt three-point shooting percentage, two-point shooting percentage, and your free throw percentage.
Everything.
But in talking to a lot of people around the league, general managers and coaches, I laugh inside to myself a little bit like, oh, so now shooting's important? Like what? Like now shooting's important around the league?
Right.
As if, the time that you go out to start playing basketball, you grab a ball, you go towards the goal, and your goal is to make the shot. And so we're talking so much more about how much shooting is valued. Effective field goal percentage is tremendous, with true shooting percentage being not far behind. Now he's put on a shooting display here in the second half. He really seems to be in a great groove right now.
Chioza passes to Allen. Shoots over Zubac, and the Nets miss again.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one. Well, he now has 4 3-pointers this game, guys, 2 in each half. He's really spacing out the floor for his teammates.
Pass to LeVert. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
And the coach pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
Jackson gets the bucket.
He was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for the lost time.
Pass to LeVert. Lets it go from deep. Rebound by the Clippers. Can he keep it going? And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
Pretty easy right now. Clear out, give him some space, let him get to work.
Chioza passes to Harris. At the top of the key, LeVert. Stolen by Beverly. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. Here's Jackson. Up and in on the layup.
Beverly's teammates and coaches love to see this. Making an effort to move the ball and find the open man.
Poke loose. Stolen by George. Here's Morris. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
Traditionally, that's how you want to finish the break, right at the rim.
Yeah, anything other than a layup in that situation, probably disappointing. Had numbers, took advantage.
Garrett Temple has checked in for Joe Harris. Brent, how candid can players be in their answers in the post-game interviews about what has happened or what they're feeling at that time? In other words, is there a danger to being too honest as a player?
There could be, Kevin. I mean, anytime you express some of your vulnerabilities, and if it's done at the right time, somebody's going to take advantage of it. What we've seen over the past couple years is, forget about when it is that the media is asking you questions. Most players are taking it to their social media accounts where they're able to get the message out without being baited by somebody with regards to a question. They can expound on whatever it is that they're feeling at that time, and that helps them to control the messaging a little bit more. And I think that trend is going to continue to grow.
The pass to LeVert. Shot clock at 6. The Nets need to get a shot off here. They could use a bucket. They get it again. And there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done.
Right in Thomas's wheelhouse, known for good shot selection. He executes this time on the inside.
And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. That ball's nice feed that time from George. And that's 20 points for Reggie Jackson.
I mean, could we say he was playing possum a bit there in the first half? Because seems to be a different guy out there, way more assertive.
LeVert against Beverly. Passes it to George. And the wide open shot from Morris. And another 3 for the Clippers.
And the one thing about Morris, he doesn't scare you from beyond the arc, but you still have to account for him.
Pass to LeVert. Poked away. Jackson dishes to Beverly. Here's George. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Well, for so much of what Paul George brings to the table, you have to start with his defensive impact. He is one of the top defenders in the league at his position, if not the best.
You look at George with all he does, Greg, you sometimes forget how good his perimeter defense is.
Well, I mean, his teammates and coaches won't ever forget about the impact he has on that end. Even when George isn't scoring or the shot isn't falling, he is still a monster on the floor just with his defense alone.
Two teammates connecting right there. Slick feed.
Stolen by Noah. Outside, George. Anderson with the block. You know, Brent, something other major sports do, reseeding during the playoffs. The highest seeds always will play the lowest seeds, and do you think the NBA should go down that road?
I think the consideration will still be there. I think that conversation is going to happen over the course of the next 2 or 3 years. I don't see it changing in that time, Kevin, but it's healthy to continue the dialogue to the point where maybe we do get there.
Mm-hmm. Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
At the line for the Clippers, man, 2 shots.
The first one falls.
Yeah, and their free throw shooting has really improved here in the second half.
And the Clippers making a change here. Williams is checked in. Good on both.
And this team will make you pay when they get chances at the free throw line. It's helped them pull ahead here today.
Here's the lob to the hoop.
Yeah, nice silky finish on the alley-oop from the stupendous feed.
That sequence couldn't have been executed any better. Pass to Magruder. Knocked away. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. Here's Musa. The pass to Crawford. Here's the teardrop. And it's good. He's made 2 for every 1 he's missed. 10 of 15 in the contest.
This is what Jamal Crawford does. He comes in the game, and he's a professional scorer.
Patterson down low. It's blocked, and he gets it back. Here's Musa. There's a minute 47 left in the game. 6 on the shot clock. From deep. Unable to get that one. Los Angeles has gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Clippers.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And so checking out their season record, this game will become their 45th win.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Leonard.
It looked like a couple times they might be wearing him down, but not the case. At the offensive end, he was just devastating.
And that one falls for Jamal Crawford. We've got 33 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Magruder kicks to Williams. Can they get it? And it's good off the glass.
But the truth is they've had control of this game.
Yeah, looks like a veteran team tonight, getting out on the road, playing with assertiveness, confidence, fully in control for this win.
Crawford's shot is good.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off. Just sensational stuff.
So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that. Keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long and good night, everyone.